In this problem, we have a function 2 times 2 to the x power, and we're going to replace it with f of x plus k. Well, they told us f of x was 2 times 2 to the x power here. So whenever we see f of x, we're going to replace it with this expression. So we got 2 times 2 to the x power plus k. Well, we pick a point on the graph. Now, there's several points we could have used. Either 0, -3, or 2, 3. I went ahead and used 2, 3. So, where I have f of x, I'm going to put my y value, which is 3. And wherever I see my x, I'm going to put 2. So 3 equals 2 times 2 to the second power plus k. Well, do exponents first. 2 to the second power is 4. So 3 equals 2 times 4 plus k. 2 times 4 is 8. 3 equals 8 plus k. To find out what k is, subtract 8. And k equals a -5. So the value of k is -5. In this one, they give us a function, and they tell us that Michaela now has $10. And how much more money does she need if she wants to rent 7 movies? Well, since we know the number of movies and x represent the number of movies, we're just going to plug in 7 to our function. So we got 2 times 7 plus 12. That gives us 14 plus 12, which is 26. She already has $10. So we're going to do 26 minus 10, which is 16. So Michaela needs $16 more. Number 13, we have a right triangle, and everything revolves around the smaller leg. So we're going to make the smaller leg x. The larger leg is 3 centimeters more, so we're going to do x plus 3. And the hypotenuse is 6 centimeters longer than the small leg, so we got x plus 6. We draw our right triangle so we know what we're looking at. We have x plus 3, x, and x plus 6. Remember, the hypotenuse is the side opposite of the right angle. So, since we're dealing with a right triangle, we're going to use our Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. We're going to plug in our sides. Our legs are x and x plus 3. Our hypotenuse, which is c, is x plus 6. So we plug each of those sides into the Pythagorean theorem. When we multiply x plus 3 times x plus 3, we get x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals x plus 6 times x plus 6 gives us x squared plus 12x plus 36. We bring down the x squared for the a squared. So we have x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals x squared plus 12x plus 36. We combine like terms on the left-hand side. X squared plus x squared is 2x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals x squared plus 12x plus 36. Now we need to get everything over on the left-hand side because this is a quadratic. You could tell that because it's in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So we're going to take everything on the right and move it to the left, which means changing everybody's sign that we move. So we get 2x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus x squared minus 12x minus 36. We combine like terms. We have x squared minus 6x minus 27. So our final step is breaking this down into 2 binomials. And if you look at your trinomial, of course, the only thing that can give you x squared is x times x. The last sign with the 27 is negative, so we know one number is going to be positive, the other one negative. And we're looking for a number that multiplies to a negative 27, but adds up to a negative 6. Well, 9 times 3 is 27. To make it a negative 6 when you're adding, the 9 needs to be negative, and the 3 needs to be positive. So we got x plus 3 times x minus 9 equals 0. Next step is set both of these equal to 0. So we can solve this. In the first one, instead of adding 3, we're going to subtract 3. So x equals a negative 3, or x equals a positive 9. Once again, since this is a triangle, we can only use the positive values, not the negative. There's no such thing as a negative 3 centimeters long. So obviously x equals 9 for the smaller leg. If they ask for the larger leg, it would be 9 plus 3, which is 12. And the hypotenuse would be 9 plus 6, which is 15. In number 14, the easiest way to do this is to set up a table of values. So, we have the start and the end of term 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? It tells us that Katie started with 100 points. Each time she went, it doubled. So it became 200 at the end of 1. By the end of 2 is 400, end of 3 is 800, end of 4 is 1600. Jennifer started also with 100 points, but by the end of 1, she had 300 because for her it was add 200 points. End of 2 was 500, end of 3, 700. We're going to stop here because Katie finally is above Jennifer. It was the end of turn 3, which means at the start of turn 4 is when she caught up with her. In number 15, we have Alex and Sally, and they want us to make a comparison. Well, to compare, all their units have to be the same. Alex walked 15 minutes, 1 mile, and they want us to find miles per hour, so we have to convert. Since 15 minutes is a quarter of an hour, what we got to do is multiply everything by 4. So 1 mile times 4 is the same thing as 1/4 of an hour times 4. So that means Alex walked 4 miles per hour. On this side, we have Sally. Now they told us that Sally walked 3,520 yards in 24 minutes. So our first step is to convert that in miles. 1,760 yards equals 1 mile. So we are going to divide Sally's yards by 1,760, which gives us 2 miles. So she walked 2 miles in 24 minutes. Again, since 24 goes into 60 about 5 times. Okay? So she walked approximately 5 miles per hour. Okay? If you want to, you can set up as a proportion. 2 miles in 24 minutes equals X miles over 60 minutes. Cross multiply and then divide, and you still get 5. So the question says, how much faster did Sally walk than Alex? So we have 5 miles per hour, subtract 4 miles per hour equals 1 mile per hour. So she walked 1 mile per hour faster than Alex. Here we are talking about a cube root. Remember, cube root means what item times itself again will give me the item underneath the radical. So, we're going to do each part underneath the radical at one time. The cube root of 8 is 2 because 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So we have the cube root of 8 being 2. X squared doesn't have a cube root because x squared just means x times x. So, to fix that, we're going to turn the exponent into a fraction. So we're going to make it 2 divided by the 3 cube root.
I'm going to take your pictures.
Okay. Y to the third does have a cube root because it's y times y times y. So I'm going to go ahead and just put y. Again, z to the fourth means z times z times z times z. Since 4 cannot be divided by 3 evenly, we're just going to put z. And again, turn the exponent into a fraction. 4 over 3. So our answer is B. With number 17, it tells you that the price per box was $30. So we get $30, but we want to make a $10 profit. So we got to add 30 plus 10, that gives us $40. That's how much the box is worth to us, $40, which is 30 that we spent plus 10 the profit. Well, each box has 50 candy bars. So to find the price per bar, we're going to do $40 divided by 50, which is 4/5. But since we're doing money, we got to turn to the decimal, which is 0.8. Oh, again, we're doing money, so it's 80 cents. So the answer is C. And number 18, they give us the equation, E equals MC squared. And they want us to solve for M. So C squared is multiplying M, therefore to get M by itself, we have to divide. So E divided by C squared gives us M, so the answer is D. In this problem, they give us a quadratic equation. Okay, so that means A is 20.8, B is a negative 458.3, and C equals 3,000. Now, they want us to find the least value. When you look at A is positive, so we know it's a U. So we know we have a minimum, which is the least value. Okay? To find our vertex, because that point is called our vertex. Vertex of any quadratic can be found by negative B over 2 times A. So our B is already negative, so it's going to change to a positive over 2 times 20.8. Well, 2 times 20.8 is 41.6. So we have 458.3 divided by 41.6. That gives us 11. So that means it's been 11 years since 1964. So we're going to do 1964 plus 11. And that gives us 1975. This is C. And number number 20, we have a power taken to a power. So that means our two exponents must multiply each other. 1/3 times negative 3 is a negative 1. X to the negative first power. Well, you remember, negative exponents means to switch it. So this on top becomes on bottom of a fraction. To turn this into a fraction, we're going to put everything over 1. We got to move our x to the negative first power. We got to put it on the bottom and remove the negative. That's all the negative sign is telling us, to move it. So we have 1 over x to the first, which is 1 over x.